Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Page. Thanks again for joining us today on this Monday evening. I want to show you the very latest coming from Los Angeles. Big news coming from the Supreme Court today as it lifted restrictions on Los Angeles immigration stops, clearing the way for federal agents to conduct sweeping immigration operations. We want to go out right now to LA. That's where we find Rachel Aragon, Fox 11 Los Angeles, with how the community is reacting.
Yeah, earlier today, several top LA officials, in fact, also standing outside this Home Depot here in Westlake, LA. We also know this exact store, one of a handful of Home Depots targeted over the last few months by federal agents. But now with this new Supreme Court ruling, the concern, though, by many in the community that these raids will continue and prompt more fear.
We will not allow the Supreme Court or anyone to divide us.
Outrage and a promise to fight back. The message from LA Mayor Karen Bass after the country's highest court's decision allowing federal agents to continue sweeping immigration operations in Los Angeles using race or language as a basis to stop people.
Law enforcement cannot racially profile and discriminate against Latinos, against Angelenos based on their race.
From Home Depots to car washes. Over the last 3 months, the federal immigration raids in the LA area have made some fearful to continue or find work.
Approximately 247 car wash workers have disappeared from our communities. This is just unacceptable.
It's a daily fear in our community. People aren't going to church, aren't going to work in many cases.
Ron Goches, a community organizer and teacher in South Los Angeles, says after Monday's ruling, he plans to continue conducting community patrols.
What we try to do is we try to locate ICE activity before they strike so that we can warn our community so they have a chance to defend themselves.
In a social media post, the Department of Homeland Security calling the Supreme Court's decision a victory, adding DHS will continue to arrest and remove the criminal illegal aliens that the mayor of LA is protecting.
Serious move?
But top city leaders say they're not backing down despite Monday's decision.
From the beginning,
that's right,
we have known that Los Angeles has been used as a test case for total dominance and unchecked power by the federal government.
And in response to all of this, Mayor Bass also adding today during that press conference that she's taken several steps to combat this, including filing a Freedom of Information request to really get answers as to the federal government why and where people are being taken away. Live in Westlake, Rachel Aragon, back to you.
Rachel, thanks so much for those updates. We will see if that goes to other cities as well, like Chicago, with the blitz that we saw just unveiled today by HHS. All right, let's continue on in LA and show you just a little bit more from that in-demand news conference that happened a little bit ago.
Thanks so much for having us. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Council District 1. Welcome to Westlake. Today's Supreme Court ruling is another devastating attack on civil rights and constitutionality. 6 justices have given immigration agents a green light to racially profile and terrorize our communities with roving patrols that snatch people off the streets based on nothing more than how they look, like my brown skin, or where they work, like this day laborer center here, or which language they speak, which I speak Spanish as well. They're coming for people that look like me. You are sitting on the ground where literally our people were tripped and trampled and beat up by these people. Tear gas was used right behind you. Rubber bullets, pepper bullets were used in this area. But it's a place of community as well, of resilience, of resisting what is happening. We all swore an oath to uphold the Constitution. I swore an oath to uphold the Constitution. And that means calling this decision what it is. It is unlawful. We have a Supreme Court in this country that was supposed to set the rule of the land. But this is a court that has been bought off, where people have been appointed that have harmed so many people in their past. And now what they're doing is just harming more people as Supreme Court justices. And that is disgusting. That is devastating, because we are a country that's supposed to have 3 branches of government. Checks and balances. There is no more checks and balances. And that's what happens in an authoritarian government. These raids have completely shattered public trust in government, and it's devastating. They have kidnapped workers trying to make an honest living, torn parents away from their kids, and terrorized our elders. This isn't about making America great again. Over 70% of the people ICE has in custody have no criminal records. It's never been about criminals. It's never been about people who have anything on their records. It's been about who they don't want to see in this country anymore. And they're starting with Latinos, and they will be coming for others. Recognize that. They're already taking citizens. It doesn't matter. Wake up. If they really cared about safety, they wouldn't be slashing funding for the programs that actually keep us safe, like violence prevention, housing, healthcare, addiction treatment, gun safety, youth programs, all of that. They cut. They cut safety at its roots and then call immigrants the threat. When literally California is the 4th largest economy in the world, not by accident, but because of the contributions of our immigrant communities. And we got here because of immigrant labor. They are literally our teachers, our farmers, our doctors. You look at any industry and you will encounter someone who's an immigrant or the daughter or children of immigrants like myself. My office, and let me take a step back. To target them is to target the economy of the entire country. You don't get to profit off of our labor and then criminalize our existence. My office will continue fighting for policies that protect our immigrant neighbors. We will continue to stand with Chirla, with Carecen, with Salif, with the workers and families, and make it clear, immigrants are the backbone of this country, not the enemy. And we're here to throw down with them, and I'm so excited to see also Andelon and others leading in this space, and they have for decades. And I'm here just to say we're with you, and we'll fight alongside you to make sure we can keep our families together. And media, yes, thank you so much for being here and telling these stories, because when the raids were happening earlier this year, they were saying Los Angeles is on fire, when we knew that it was only a couple of blocks away. But that type of narrative is what allows for more unconstitutional acts to take place. So thank you for being here, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Council Member. So before we hear from the lawyers in this case, it's our deep honor to be joined by the leader of our city, who has been a partner in this litigation, Mayor Karen Bass.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. First of all, let me thank the ACLU, Public Council, Chirla, and all of the community organizations that are here. I am very proud to stand with you, and we are so fortunate in our city to have these organizations that have a long history of defending immigrant Angelenos. Today, the Supreme Court, the very body that used to advance civil rights and defend personal liberties, has now given the green light for law enforcement to profile and detain Angelenos based on their race. I want the entire nation to hear me when I say this isn't just an attack on the people of Los Angeles. This is an attack on every person in this city and in every city in our country. Justice Sotomayor said it best in her dissent. She wrote, "We should not have to live in a country where the government can seize anyone who looks Latino, speaks Spanish, and appears to work in a low-wage job. Rather than stand idly by while our constitutional freedoms are lost, I dissent." And I agree with her, I dissent. We all dissent. Because from the beginning, we have known that Los Angeles has been used as a test case for total dominance and unchecked power by the federal government. We have been used as a test case to begin to normalize military intervention and takeover of our cities. And standing united, we took their unlawful and unconstitutional tactics to court, and we won, not once, but twice. Two different courts ruled in our favor of the people and our immigrant population, that law enforcement cannot racially profile and discriminate against Latinos, against Angelenos based on their race. The rule of law used to mean something, not just to us, but to the Supreme Court. But now, with the stroke of a pen, the Supreme Court has undermined the rights of millions. And how ironic is it that this same Supreme Court that ruled college judges cannot use race in the admissions process has now ruled that law enforcement can use race to conduct raids and detain people. Hypocrites. Will that same Supreme Court next decide that it's okay if we are separate but equal? That some can marry but others can't? That rights apply to some groups and not to others? That they will ignore precedent and do whatever the White House wishes? Unfortunately, we knew we could not rely on the Supreme Court to deliver justice. I have already directed all city departments to bolster protocols and training in compliance with the city's law prohibiting the use of resources in immigration enforcement. I've also submitted a Freedom of Information Act requesting the federal government provide exactly where people are being taken and why. We know that this is simply un-American, but as enraging as the news is for many Angelenos and people across the country, let me make this very clear for the press and to our country that we will not allow the Supreme Court or anyone to divide us. We will not, and we will not participate in these cruel, inhumane tactics. And to all Angelenos, I will never stop fighting for your rights. I will always stand in solidarity and support of all of the organizations here that represent our people. Thank you, and let me just say, we will bring justice to this issue, to our community. We will not stand for this type of discrimination and racism. Thank you.
All right, once again, that was the Los Angeles mayor there, Karen Bass, at that afternoon rally. And she put this on X as well, saying, "Let me be clear, we will not allow the White House nor the Supreme Court to divide us. To all Angelenos, I will never stop fighting for your rights, your dignity, and your safety, despite this administration's efforts to threaten them. We will stand united."